Am I about to film a YouTube video in public? Yeah, I think I am, because why not? gotta make shit happen. So hello, my name is Lacey. I am currently set up at the Clinton County Fair because I have a small business, everpleaseco.com, and I have a movable trailer shop, if you will, where people can come inside and shop. But that's not what this video is about, okay? So don't click off. This is about my cows. We're specifically going to talk about the craziest cow stories I have had, because a lot of times that is a common question. People are like, what's the craziest thing you've had happen with your cattle? What's the most dangerous thing? So we're gonna cover, I know that guy. How you doing? Awkward. He didn't look though, so I'm the only one making this awkward. But anywho, skidonskis, let's get right into it. So the absolute first story, I don't know if these are gonna go in order, but I know this one was when I was really young. So I think it was right after we moved to our new house. So I think I was like 11 or 12. And we had done straw bales for hay that year. I always got kind of lucky because I'm allergic to hay and straw mildly, so I like break out. So typically my dad wouldn't make me load and unload hay and straw just for that reason. So that year, since he had done square bales, they're a lot smaller, there's a lot more of them, he needed labor. So he had my brother call him some friends like, hey, I'll pay your buddies if they want to come help us load up the straw into the hayloft. And my brother's friends were kind of cute. Okay, now listen, I had no business, okay? Because the age gap is real. My brother was always 6 years older than me. He did have some younger friends most of the time, but still, these boys were like 3 to 4 years older than me, okay? And so anyway, I wanted to go see what was going on. I wanted to, you know, see what was happening. So I go out there, and at the time, my brother's 2 show heifers were out in the open field. And like we had a smaller little pasture for the showgirls. And Bobby Jean was out there. And Bobby Jean hated my ass. Like, I mean, this woman had a vendetta for me. I do not know what I did to disrespect Bobby Jean, but she always hated me from the jump, and I do not know why to this day. And so I like climb the fence, and I'm like pretending like I'm doing something because like I have no business being out there, but like I wanted to see the cute boys work, okay? And so then Bobby Jean realizes I'm in the pen with her before I realize I'm in the pen with Bobby Jean. So she sees me and just immediately wants all the smoke. Do not know why. Again, don't know why she chose me to just hate. But she bolts at me like I'm knees to chest. She is galloping. So I'm panicking because I'm like, I'm about to get taken out. Like, this is not how I want to die. So I start knees to chest in myself, and I'm booking it. And I got caught on some barbed wire. And I remember to this day, I was wearing Aeropostale jeans, okay? And I got caught on barbed wire, but I couldn't stop because I didn't want to become freaking trampled. So I keep running. My pants rip, okay? That barbed wire grabbed the back of like my pockets. I immediately am assless chaps, okay? That is what I am in right now. And like my underwear that I'm wearing, you ask, Hannah Montana. Like the week one, like weekdays. Like I'm wearing Tuesday on a Wednesday type of shit, okay? And now I am assless chaps in front of those boys. And I had to just do a walk of shame with only half pants to the house, and just, it was bad. But I mean, I cleared that 5-foot fence like you would not believe. Like, I yeeted myself over that shit. Do not know how. I became very agile once there was 600 pounds coming in hot. Continue Bobby Jean hating me. Maybe because I got her name wrong. One time I was watering calves at a fair, and I was in front of them, and I watered the one, and there was like a piece of wood that they were tied to that I could sit. So I'm like sitting, I water the one heifer. She's like, thank you so much for this water. Like, you're the realist. Go to move to Bobby Jean, give her water, and she just me into the fence, like just smashed me like a little bug. If you're curious where Bobby Jean is now, she actually passed away during childbirth. We took her up to OSU because she was having difficulties during labor, and she actually passed away during labor, unfortunately. So we did not get rid of her. She just unfortunately did not make it, but she hated my ass. The next story does not involve me specifically. Like, I was there, but I was not the main character. My brother is. So you guys know, I've talked about it before, that we used to just like alternate bulls. We would have them for 2 or 3 years and then sell and get a new one, just so we never had to worry about inbreeding, because obviously that can be an issue when it comes to having cattle. And so one time we bought this bull. Here's the thing with bulls though, they usually aren't too aggressive unless provoked or if they're alone. So what I mean is, when a bull has his ladies, he's usually pretty chill. Like, he's like, you know what, I got my bitches, I'm vibing. But if you separate them, then they're like, I'm choosing violence. So we had to separate the bull so he stopped breeding, and so he was in the barn and all the other cows are gone, okay? And this is just a random like Angus bull that we had bought. He didn't have a name, he wasn't like super friendly, but he also had never been a jerk until this moment. So we get there, we're in the barn, my dad is like wiring something in like the backside, and my brother's wiring in the gate to make sure the bull can't get out. And the bull is standing like 5-6 feet behind my brother, and like my brother can feel his presence come up. So after my brother shuts the gate, he just turns around, and that bull is just looking straight at him. And I was like, huh. And you could tell, like, there was like an eerie feeling in the air. And then all of a sudden that bull just takes my brother, takes him up about 3-4 feet, shakes him like a flippin' ragdoll, and drops him. Now, here's why this story is chaotic, because my brother, not a small boy, okay? My brother is 350 pounds of just, so this bull just literally dropped my brother on his ass. So I look over, my dad is bear hugging the fence because he had hopped up to the top and bear hugged it to like get out of the path of fire. Me, a female, because we do have like, females typically have more of a like nurturing and caring, like we'll do like I think, what do they call it, like mama bear strength or something. So I'm immediately afraid that my brother has like broken his leg or something. So I run in the pen with the bull. I did not make this connection yet in my brain. I just was only worried about my brother. So I run in because I'm like, Brad. I get to him and I'm like trying to be his savior, like, do you need a hand? And he goes, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, oh yeah, I did just get in a pen with the bull who just treated you like a little Raggedy Ann doll, and I just happily came in. So then I book it. My brother luckily had not hurt anything, so he gets up and 2 steps out of there. And then we took that bull directly to the stockyards that night to be sold as a bull. He even continued his craziness, because when we got there, the little holding pens that they keep the cattle in until you sign in are like 6-foot gates, like 6 foot tall. Cleared it like a damn gazelle, okay? Motherfucker was wild. My dad was like, I want no part of this. The next story involves a girl that you already know from my channel if you watch my TikTok or my YouTube, because it involves my Blue girl. Now, Blue came into this world kind of chaotically, because the night she was born, she had a mom who was a little bit smaller, and Blue was born with a juicy boosy, like she had a caboose on her from day one. And so she got hip locked. And what that means is, as she was coming out, when it got to the hip, she kind of got stuck, and we did not have a come along to get her out. So my dad had to run to our neighbors. Luckily they let us borrow his, but Blue was all the way out of her mom minus her hips. So she's chaotic energy. She's like wanting to get out. Poor Blue's mom. Like, she had to deal with all that kicking nonsense. Like, I can't imagine. But Blue's mom ended up being okay. Blue ended up being okay. I actually slept in the barn with her that night because Blue's mom was exhausted. She sat like a dog. That's how tired she was. So the only cow I've ever milked was Blue's mom, because then I gave that milk to Blue. But they ended up being fine. But Blue has always been a little spitfire because of that, I feel like. And we've always had a very special connection. And then she gave me my soul cow, Snow, so I love her. But when she was a show calf, she was one of the smallest heifers I ever showed. So when I took her to my county fair, she was 445 pounds. I remember that to the dot. And she's the only one that's ever drugged me. The smallest heifer I ever have showed, and she drugged me, but it's because of my own stupid fault. So when we would walk when I would walk my calves at home, I would jog with Blue, because she always had a lot of energy. Like, she just was a very energetic calf. So we would jog together because it was funny. And because when we were on blacktop, like the asphalt of my driveway, I had the leverage, I had control. She had no like traction, so I could always stop, make her stop, and it was beautiful. So we get to fair, and I want to walk her around, you know, because she has all this extra pent-up energy. And on the muddy ground, I have no traction. She has all the power. So we start doing a little jogging, and then I realize, oh shit. And she takes one leap and a little sass at the end, and I get yeeted, absolutely on my ass. Luckily, the people around me knew what to do, because it was in the cattle area, so someone just covered where the like gate was open, and then I went up and grabbed her immediately. So like, it was no big deal, but it was just so funny. Also at fair, she mounted me. Let's talk about it. So cattle, when they are in heat, or when they can smell another female is in heat, they will mount them, which is basically just when they get on top of each other, like you see, like doggy style is the best way to call it. They will do that to each other so that they can, I feel like it's like kind of a way to be like, hey, dumbass bull, she's ready, so you should get on that, you know, pencil that in for your agenda today. And so my dad thought it was funny, because Blue, when she came into her first heat cycle, you'd be walking her, and the halter's right here. And so my dad thought it was funny, because she'd put her chin on top of our wrist like this, and then she would mount. And so when you're doing it standing, you could easily just shake like your arm around, and then it's not a big deal. Then she just kind of does this weird like stand on 2 legs for a second, come back down. Well, I made the mistake. I had to tie her up, and I tied her up high for a second so I could like get her ready for show, and I needed to have all access to her neck, and I wanted to go around her, and instead of going back by her butt and fully around, I was like, I'll just go under her neck really quick. So like, if you're Blue, I went under my back leg, and then I just felt 2 hooks. I just felt a pressure, and I turn around, cow chest. Her 2 feet are on my shoulders, and her chest is right here. And I remember just being like, oh no, no, no. She had fully fucking mounted me. So I don't even remember, like, I think it was adrenaline, and she hadn't put all her weight on yet, because I don't know how, but I do not remember feeling any I just went, whoa. And the funniest thing was my cousin Emily was with me at the fair that year, and I always made fun of Emily because when she was younger, she like fight or flight, motherfucker always is choosing flight. Like, she is Usain Bolting out of there. And so I literally like get Blue off of me, and I'm like, like that was scary. And then I look up, and Emily is like fucking barreling down the thing. Like, she's like, I want no part of this. And I'm like, you know, I'm really glad that I didn't die. Blue actually has another story as she got older. A lot of you guys have noticed a big thing that I'm allowed to, like, I'm able to do with my cows is sit on them, lay on them, chill, relax, lounge, and I've been able to do that with a lot of them. I do not sit on Blue anymore because she has arthritis and she's had some hip issues, so I just don't want to, like, you know, make that any worse. But this story is probably from like 5-6 years ago. Blue was in the barn and I wanted to lay on her, and so I did. She decided to get up, and when cows get up, they go ass first. So like if they're laying like this, they go boom, boom, okay? Well, and this is when she was young and spry, okay? So she just boom, you know, could get up. Now they kind of do a little bit of this nonsense, kind of have to like get the engine started, have to get some momentum built. But this is when she was like, you know, a spring chicken. And so I'm laying there, and then out of nowhere, this girl just takes her ass and goes boom. So then it's like now a slide catapult. So I get yeeted into the gate. And it wasn't just an aluminum gate, it was a bull gate. And if you did not know the difference, aluminum gates are pretty lightweight, and they're made to be like portable, so you can take them here to there and like make little pins. Bull gates are like steel. They're heavy, so that you do not have to worry about a bull getting through them. This is a bull gate. I thought I broke my whole face. Ironically enough, Emily was also there. You know what she did still? Ran to the house. Not to get help, to get away from the situation, because it stresses her out. I think finishing this up with the time that it literally felt like I was in Jurassic Park is quite great. So basically, me and this friend were going through, because I have always been a nature bitch, okay? I was the type of girl that carried a messenger bag when I went down to the creek. It was Hannah, Montana, because I would collect cool rocks. And I took a digital camera because I've always been a fan of photography, but not as much client, more landscape. And it's still true to this day. Tried client photography, it just wasn't for me, but I love taking pictures of my cows and cool nature stuff. So anyway, we're walking the creek, because that's something I used to do with my friends a lot when I was younger, is we would just walk up and down the creek, hang out, vibe. It's a lot deeper now because it's washed out more and more. And we're walking through, and we're coming into a field that the cows used to be able to be in. We no longer let our cows in the creek because it's very damaging, and we did not know until we talked more with the USDA. But originally, the cows used to be able to get into the creek in some places. Streams, yes. Creek, no. There's a difference. If you really want me to explain it, I can in another video. But they were wading in the creek, and we kind of snuck up on them. And like my other cows, they were used to my shenanigans. But at this time, we had a different newer bull. I think we were just renting him from another farm. I don't think he was ours, and I think we were just renting from someone else. And when he saw us, he thought we were the devil. Like, he was like, intruder, trying to harm my bitches. Absolutely none of this will be happening on my watch. I'm gonna take care of this. And he lets out this god-awful bellowing moo. And like, if you didn't know, male like bull moos are not aggressive. They are super high pitched, and they're honestly kind of like not intimidating. They're more like ominous, because it's like that, like it's a high pitch, okay? And he lets one of those out, and he is after us. And I just remember being like, oh fuck. So we bowl. There was like this weird little side cut up thing we could go, and we're running, and she was behind me, and I remember just like having a Daphne moment, because I dropped my fucking glasses, and the first thing I thought was, oh my god, my glasses. Waiting for teenagers to pass because they fucking scare me. So I'm like, my glasses, and she just gets them. She got them. She went back and got them. A saint at the time, honestly. Like, why'd she do that? But I like had lost a flip-flop, and then we ended up having to like take like a half-ass shower in the freaking water trough because we were disgusting, and then we had jumped fences with barbed wire. But it was a time, because like it was something straight out of Jurassic Park, because I'm telling you, he like came around the corner and ruffled some trees and let out that like a T-Rex scream, and I was like, we are dead. We are done. We are absolutely no longer going to be living. Think of some more funny stories and like just kind of crazy things that happen with cattle, because I've explained it in some TikToks and I don't need to get on my soapbox again, but my cattle are very friendly. They're very socialized. They're great creatures, but I've also lived with them, and most of them have been around me since they breathed their first breath of air. So they're very used to me, very used to my demeanor, and so we have a trust that's built. Not everyone can just walk up to cattle and build that same kind of relationship, and they are still massive creatures. So even without trying, they can hurt you, and you have to be on your A game. You have to be alert and aware of your surroundings. Like, it's just the fact, and these stories are prime example. Now, I will say a couple of them are me being a little bit stupid, but I was, yeah, just kidding, I'm still just as dumb. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed me filming a video in public, because people can walk past my trailer right now, and I am just like, hi. Don't mind me, just trying to be an influencer. But if you like the video, give it a like, go ahead and subscribe. You can let me know if you have any other suggestions, if you want to hear some like wholesome, heartfelt stories of the farm that aren't, you know, me almost getting my shit rocked, or my family for that matter. But I'm gonna get off here. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, month, year, putting all the good energy out for you, and I will see you in the next video.